I've been stung by a Tim Duncan paintball, which is, stung me more than any other paintball. I don't know why or how that can even be, but that's the truth, right in the back.
Whatever legacy you're gonna leave your legacy, and it's found through effort.
But at the end of the day, I don't want to be defined as a basketball player. I am an Indigenous Australian and a very proud one at that, and that's who I want to be remembered for.
Basketball world knows about Pop, and he's crazy. He can be grumpy, he can be lovable. Like, give us your best lovable moment you've had with Pop and your best sort of grumpy Pop moment.
Oh, mate. Yeah, geez, I don't know. There's probably more grumpy ones than there are good, man. Come from, obviously, the amount of genuine care that he has for everyone as an individual on the team at that point in time, and how he wants that to translate into the success of the entire group. So the passion pours out because he wants to develop us, but he wants us to all succeed. And there's a path that he knows works, and everyone else knows it works too. So it takes a certain type of person to be able to be in that environment and go down this path with him. If you're not that person to want to take this journey that he knows, well then I don't know if you're the right suit for the Spurs. And there's been players that understand that too, that have the chance, and it's just that's not them, and that's fine, and then they move on their own way, and so do the Spurs. So there is that understanding, but that's what makes him who he is. I think even better than that, it really, behind the scenes, off the court, it really speaks to the volume of person he is. Genuine character, obviously loves his food, his restaurants and his wine, but he cares about his players, and obviously the more you stay there, the more he does too. But I've experienced that, obviously me as a player, but beyond me, he cares about, listen, my fiance just as much, if not more, and same with my mum and dad coming over as well. They're all looked after by him and the entire Spurs organisation, and it's something that I felt, the rest of my family has felt, and I think to an extent have felt that too. And if guys have followed my journey, or people from Australia have followed my journey, I think they feel like they're in that same boat, which is special, because it doesn't happen that often, especially at that level of sport, from what I've experienced and what I've seen. So when he his moments, the backstory of it, and why he's doing that. He wants to make you better. He wants to pull out the better in you, and he has the ability to do that, whether it's on the court or in the locker room at halftime.
Love connecting with brands that have the same values as you do, and that's definitely what I felt with Uncle Jack.
We definitely had some challenges this year, with our team in a whole, with the type of injuries that we had, and guys in and out of the lineup and playing different positions, and it was one of those challenges of trying to adjust and learn on the fly, which ideally you squashed by pre-season training camp, so that when the first game goes up, you kind of got your core group and you just make little adjustments throughout the way. But for us, it was one of those challenges that they were major turnovers throughout the year that was hard to keep adjusting to. But for me, being able to play another position and then more minutes was obviously for me a great opportunity. But I think the thing that I kind of screwed my feet into was the leadership role, and being able to pull the guys together and understand, although this is a difficult time and season for us and not ideal, we still have a goal to get to the playoffs and try and do something special. So for what we had gone through this year, on the court to off the court, to stuff, you know, dealing outside of basketball, for us to do what we done and make it to the playoffs was pretty special. And like I said, for me to own that role of chip next to my good friend Manu Ginobili, you know, it's definitely not only taught me a lot, but, you know, given me confidence to what my role is within not only the team but the organisation in a whole. Yeah.
I can chat, so you got to round me up sometimes. I'll just keep going.
And then do you get sort of told, you know, when the season's over and you do whatever exit interviews or things, is there an idea of what next season might look like, or is it just, look, we'll take it as it comes again?
Yeah, a position where you've got to do what's best for the team, and if that means playing out of position because that's what the team needs, then you do it to the best of your ability, and everything else, you know, will fall into place. But like I said, to move on to next year and not really know how the team's going to look until closer to that. You never know what position. You know, I might be you know, nudging LaMarcus out of his starting shooting forward spot, and, you know, he can come off the bench for me.